I welcome everyone to the presentation. Myself, Sai Krishna Chada, researcher at Electromobility Research Group, University of Kaiserslautern, Germany. On behalf of my co-authors, Jitin Matthew Thomas, Daniel Georges, Achim Ebert, and Roman Teutsch, I would like to present to you our topic, Ecological Adaptive Cruise Control for City Buses based on Hybrid Modal Predictive Control using Pulse and Glide and Traffic Light Information. First and foremost, I would like to talk about the motivation behind this research. Local public transportation using city buses has been regarded as an effective solution to mobilize people collectively in urban environments. According to a source, as per 2019, around 98.3% of the medium and heavy commercial vehicles in the European Union are diesel-powered, thus positioning the internal combustion engines as the dominant energy source in this segment. Although modern commercial vehicles are equipped with highly efficient ICEs which adhere to stringent emission norms, there is still a need to reduce the fuel consumption in the vehicle fleet to lower the air pollution in the urban areas. To address this concern, over the past decades, researchers have been actively investigating on advanced driver assistance systems that can promote energy savings in commercial vehicles and in turn help to reduce their CO2 emissions. To improve safety and driving comfort for the driver, the present-day vehicles in the market are equipped with advanced driver assistance systems such as adaptive cruise control, lane departure warning assistance, emergency braking assistance, etc. Recent studies point towards more advanced adaptive cruise control concepts such as ecological adaptive cruise control with the aim to minimize the host vehicle's energy or fuel consumption in addition to improving safety and driving comfort. Now let us look at the factors influencing the fuel consumption in a conventional city bus. Primarily, the fuel consumption is influenced by the acceleration and deceleration maneuvers resulting due to the lead vehicle behavior. Secondly, the influence of the road profile, for example, the presence of road elevation and road curvature. Furthermore, the influence due to other important factors in the urban environments such as traffic light signals, bus stops and stop signs have often been neglected in the literature. Previous literature on energy-oriented ADAS in commercial vehicles focused on predictive or look-ahead cruise control strategies and eco-driving assistance systems. Algorithms such as dynamic programming and Pontryagin's minimum principle have shown to yield a global minimum, however, were found to be computationally intensive and not suitable for the online implementation. To address the limitations of DP and PMP in terms of computational complexity, modal predictive control is being widely used to facilitate online control and effectively deal with state and input constraints. Previous literature on ecological adaptive cruise control concept focused majorly on car following scenario in which the host vehicle plans an optimal speed trajectory while tracking a preceding vehicle. One promising driving strategy to reduce the fuel consumption in a conventional vehicle is pulse and glide, in which the vehicle is accelerated to a higher speed than the desired speed in the pulse phase and then allowed to coast until a lower speed by turning the engine off in the glide phase. Such a strategy has been proven to be efficient in achieving fuel savings. To control the engine on-off state, a binary variable must be incorporated into the optimization problem, thus making the hybrid modal predictive control approach an ideal choice for the longitudinal control in conventional vehicles with ICE to control both continuous and discrete time variables. To be applicable for urban environments, the existing problem formulations certainly need a revision in terms of including the additional constraints which have a significant influence on the energy consumption. An effort was made in our previous work to propose a novel EACC concept to minimize the energy consumption in an electric vehicle by taking the advantage of signal phase and timing information from traffic signals. To the best knowledge of the authors, EACC for city buses using HMPC is not yet addressed in the literature. Therefore, in this work, contributions are made to fill this research gap. The primary objective of HMPC EACC is to minimize the fuel consumption in a conventional city bus in the following scenarios. First, while tracking a leading vehicle in a vehicle following scenario and maintaining a desired inter-vehicle distance to the preceding vehicle. Next, in the freeway scenarios, by tracking a green wave reference velocity to pass through the signalized intersections at a green phase, thereby avoiding frequent stops at the traffic light signals. Also, while approaching the bus stops and unavoidable red traffic light signals, the host vehicle must plan to stop fuel efficiently. Additionally, the host vehicle must apply PNG strategy and optimally turn the engine off whenever necessary. Besides these, objectives such as vehicle safety and driving comfort must be ensured. In this slide, we shall look at the system dynamics. The longitudinal dynamics of the host car are influenced by the longitudinal forces and vehicle resistances and can be mathematically described using the equation here, in which Ft, Fb are the traction and braking forces, Fr, Fa and Fg are the rolling, aerodynamic and grading resistance forces. To represent the city bus engine speed torque characteristics, a reference engine map OM668 of a passenger vehicle is chosen from the advisor library and is scaled using a simplified approach. Firstly, a torque scaling factor is determined by dividing the maximum torque of the new engine with the reference engine. The torque values of the new engine can be obtained by multiplying the reference engine torque values with this factor. Similarly, a scaling factor for the angular velocities and the angular velocities of the new engine can be obtained. Furthermore, the new engine efficiency can be determined using this equation here, where HU is the lower heating value of the diesel fuel and TE new and omega E new are the scale torque and angular velocity values obtained from the above. Here, the fuel flow rate map of the reference engine is used. Furthermore, the engine power map is calculated by this equation, where eta T is the transmission efficiency, Ft and Vh are the traction force and velocity respectively. In the next slide, we shall look at the approximation of the scaled ICE power consumption map. The power consumption map is approximated separately for each gear using this equation as shown in the figure here. The coefficients are obtained by solving a convex optimization problem as given here. The objective is to minimize the approximation error between the polynomial function FAPP and the original power consumption map across the operating range for traction forces and velocities respectively. Moreover, the equation here ensures that the approximated power is positive semi-definite. Approximating the nonlinear power consumption map using this equation has a deviation in the accuracy at lower traction values. For instance, when Ft is 0, the approximated power must ideally be 0. Thus, in a pulse and glide phase while engine is off, the resulting energy consumption will be also 0. However, the approximated power calculated using this equation at Ft equal to 0 is found to have a value greater than 0, thus motivates the engine to remain on at all times, which is not desirable. To tackle this issue, an idea is presented in the further slides. With regard to constraints, firstly, due to vehicle physical limitations, the traction force is limited by the maximum traction force Ftmax, which is calculated offline for each gear, and the braking force by maximum braking force Fpmax. Additionally, there are regulatory constraints on road speed limits which the host vehicle must obey. To ensure a safe distance to the preceding vehicle and track the preceding vehicle robustly by maintaining the desired inter-vehicle distance, additional constraints are provided as shown here. Moreover, to minimize jerks and increase the driving comfort, the variation between the traction force and consecutive steps must be maintained within delta Ftmax. The constraints due to traffic light signals are enforced such that the host vehicle avoids crossing traffic light signals when the phase is red and tries to stop close to the stop line in such a scenario. Finally, to avoid frequent switching between engine on and off states, a linear constraint is introduced. The HMPC EACC optimization problem for a typical vehicle following scenario is formulated in time domain and is given here. The cost function consists of 5 terms. The first term is used to minimize the energy consumption of the host vehicle. The variable PICE is constrained by 2 equations here. In order to compensate the error in power consumption approximation as discussed previously, an additional term is subtracted from the approximated power in this equation, where Pmax is a constant term which is the maximum available power at each gear and is computed offline from the original map. If the engine is off, both the equations force PICE to 0. Expanding approximated power by substituting this equation makes the overall equation a quadratically constrained problem. Using the second term in the cost function, an excessive braking force is penalized. In the third term, a slack variable epsilon1 is introduced to avoid frequent switching between engine on and off states. A linear constraint describing epsilon1 is given by this equation. Furthermore, in the fourth term, the variation in the traction force at successive time steps is penalized using a slack variable epsilon2 if it exceeds a constant value delta Ftmax with the aim to minimize the jerks and improve the driving comfort. Finally, to motivate the host vehicle to stay within the comfort region, another slack variable epsilon3 is penalized in the last term under the presence of these constraints. The host vehicle velocity and relative distance to the leading vehicle in discretized form is given by these 2 equations, where Vp is the velocity of the preceding vehicle. The presence of a quadratic cost function, a binary variable, linear and quadratic inequality constraints make the optimization problem as mixed integer quadratically constrained quadratic programming problem. To accommodate the additional constraints due to traffic light signals and bus stops during the longitudinal control, the previous optimization problem has been extended with an additional term. The term here contains the slack variable epsilon4 along with the additional constraints, motivates the host vehicle to stop as close as possible to the stop line while stopping at a traffic light red phase or at a bus stop. Moreover, the relative distance to the nearest stop in discretized form is given by this equation. Furthermore, in freeway scenarios, that is, in the absence of a preceding vehicle in urban environments, the HMPC EACC is advised to track a reference green wave optimal speed to pass through the signalized intersections at a green phase, thereby avoiding frequent stops at the traffic light signals. We shall look in the next slide on how the green wave reference speed is calculated. Here, we have an exemplary scenario represented using a space-time diagram. It can be noticed that the city bus driving route consists of two signalized intersections and a bus stop. The approach used to calculate a green wave velocity intersection is determined using this equation. Here, dTSI is the distance to the ith infrastructure. Rij and Gij represents the red and green cycle phase of the corresponding traffic light signals respectively. It is to be noted that green wave optimal speed intersection using this equation is calculated for the upcoming traffic light signals alone, and bus stops are exempted because it is considered in this work that the host vehicle makes a compulsory stop at all the bus stops for a designated time period called as bus dwell time, usually for boarding or alighting the passengers. To accommodate the reference tracking, an additional term is incorporated that enforces a penalty for deviation of the host vehicle velocity from the green wave optimal speed reference velocity. Rest everything remains the same. This is the combined problem formulation of HMPC EACC for the longitudinal control in urban environments. To validate the performance of the HMPC EACC controller proposed in the previous slide, a problem formulation for a baseline controller is presented here. In comparison to the HMPC EACC problem formulation, one major difference is that the first term represents the approximated power consumption obtained, meaning that the PNG strategy cannot be realized in the baseline controller. Additionally, it receives the information of only the traffic light signal's current phase information. Another major difference is that the baseline controller does not have the possibility to track a reference velocity for green wave and performs vehicle following throughout the trip. The overall problem formulation for the baseline controller looks like this. The performance of the proposed HMPC EACC and baseline controller is evaluated in a simulative urban driving route of approximately 2.5 kilometers in the presence of a preceding vehicle, signalized intersections TS135 and bus stops BS246 as illustrated in the space-time diagram. In this simulative study, the HMPC EACC initially begins by tracking a preceding vehicle whose velocity profile is obtained from real-world city bus driving data. At the first signalized intersection TS1, around 460 seconds, the host vehicle decelerates to stop behind the preceding vehicle because of a red TL phase. Later, at 1000 seconds, the host vehicle is seen to make the compulsory stop at the bus stop BS2 for a constant dwell time ST. Therefore, the relative distance between the host vehicle and the preceding vehicle becomes larger. As soon as DREL is greater than 100 meters, the HMPC EACC stops tracking the preceding vehicle and follows a green wave optimal speed to reach the upcoming traffic light signal at a green phase. Moreover, two scenarios encountered at the signalized intersections are enlarged and depicted here. At 1320 seconds and 1980 seconds, the baseline vehicle decelerates to stop at these traffic light signals due to the fact that the baseline controller lacks the spate information of the immediate traffic light signals. On the other hand, the host vehicle equipped with HMPC EACC has a perfect knowledge of spate information and crosses the TL signals at a green phase. Moreover, as compared to the host vehicle traction force, it can be noticed that the traction force values for the baseline vehicles are found to be very large as a result of the strong deceleration and acceleration maneuvers incurred while stopping at the traffic light signals. Furthermore, the fuel mass flow rate of both the host and baseline vehicles for the entire simulation length is plotted here. It is evident that the baseline vehicle has consumed more fuel in comparison with the HMPC EACC vehicle because of the aforementioned reasons. The overall test vehicle illustrates that the host vehicle equipped with the proposed HMPC EACC has outperformed the baseline controller by achieving fuel savings up to 10.2% and 12% for a prediction horizon length of n equal to 8 and n equal to 15 respectively in a realistic urban scenario. The execution time for the proposed HMPC EACC strategy at different prediction horizons is summarized in this table. For a prediction horizon of n equal to 8, 15, and 25, the mean execution times are found to be 23, 71, and 224 milliseconds respectively. The sample time is chosen as 200 milliseconds in this work, and therefore the results indicate that the prediction horizon length must be less than 25 steps to realize online implementation. To conclude, a HMPC ESAC strategy is proposed in this work to minimize the fuel consumption in a city bus with ICE. To achieve this, combined problem formulation is presented that can handle multiple scenarios and constraints due to traffic light signals, bus stops in an urban scenario. With such a controller, fuel savings up to 12% have been achieved when compared against a baseline controller. Thank you very much for your attention. I'm happy to take further questions.